back to what Cuz is saying about Rudy. He doesn't have a defensive presence out there. He's not able to do what Nas Reed does as far as picking Joker up, causing turnovers. Like I said, he looks really comfortable. Joker's bodying the shit out of him, shooting floaters, shots. I mean, he's getting everything he wants and still being a great facilitator and a quarterback on the court. So he's not causing any disruptive on either side of the ball. And then also and like I said, Malone did a hell of a job by corralling Anthony Edwards at the top, making him throw the pocket pass, making Rudy Gobert turn into Draymond Green, which we saw yesterday. He had 5 turnovers. So that's going to be tough. Now, if you give Reed that ball right there, I mean, he's a way better playmaker than Gobert. So for me, it's not just offensively not being able to block shots or change things. It's also offensively as well. Because again, if he's having to be the playmaker when they're setting picks with him, they're living with that. You know what I mean? Like he's not aggressive enough. He can't get to the rim, and if he's not shooting over 80, I think, or 85 from the free throw line. So it's kind of a lose-lose for them to put the ball in his hands in the middle of the court, and that's what again, kudos to Coach Malone.
I mean, this is the problem with Defensive Player of the Year being a regular season award, because if you look at the regular season numbers, I agree with you because they're not there in the playoffs because the level of competition rises and different things get exposed. But it is a regular season award. And when you have to play every team in the league. Well, go, tell me.
No, I'm saying they're not better than Wemby. I mean, his numbers aren't, better than the rookie of the year. So it's like, you say regular season numbers, but it's like he has a better team defensive mindset. Yeah. Like, you got them dogs on the wings. You got a leader in the pack like Anthony Edwards. Like, yeah, your team is going to be a better defensive team. But it's an individual award. So I don't get it.
No, you're right. I mean, look, for me with Wemby, it was a little bit of like, go ahead. Well, I was going to say, for me with Wemby, it was a little bit of, it took him a couple months to get his feet under him defensively in the league. And I just sort of felt like, great. I think from here on out, frankly, I mean, I can almost fill it out now that I'll be voting for Wemby for the next however many years for Defensive Player of the Year. But like the beginning of the season counts too. So that's kind of where I was on that. But I do feel a little bit, as a voter, it's always hard because you can only vote on what they put in front of you and you're voting on the regular season and that's what you have to do. And yet I know what happens in the playoffs. It's not like I'm not watching every season, right? So it's a hard thing. And I get it. I get the frustration from other players because when a guy is tested, you're not seeing it from Rudy Gobert in the postseason. I get it.
We've
and look,
never seen it. Ever.
Right?
It's not once. And that's where it's just like, I don't. And it would be,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It would be more understandable if it was, maybe he got one, defensive player. We're talking 4.
I get it. Yep.
4. So that puts him in a category of the elite of the elite. And when
Ben Wallace and Hakeem. And by the way, he is not Ben Wallace and he is not Hakeem. And we all know it. Even the people voting know it.
It's not even close. So for me, like I said, it's now becoming a narrative and it's not really factual. Like, we keep awarding this guy for regular season. And though, me and you can speak on this. When it comes to regular season, most of the time, the good teams are going through the motions. You just go through the motions. You do the same thing every night, which produces the wins. Cool. Mm-hmm. Playoff come, you have to become a player. Everybody knows that. And I have yet to see it. I haven't seen it. So why do we keep awarding this guy for a bullshit ass regular season? I don't understand it.
I just feel it has to. For me, it's a team award because I say this: Kevin won Defensive Player of the Year, but Kevin, it was me, Perk, Tony Allen, Posey on the floor. It's Kevin was our anchor, no doubt about it. He deserved it. Well, I'm not saying that, but again, having a team around you that prides themselves on defense, your numbers look better. Like I get it; that's going to happen. But if you're on a team
and they were the number 1 defense this season,
that's my point.
That matters too.
So Jalen McDaniels doesn't get considered. He's one of the best wing defenders in the league. He didn't even get considered. Anthony Edwards, like he's a dog on the defensive end. Mike Conley has always been great defensive.
Great.
So
Jay McDaniels plays great defense.
I don't understand why this kid, well, not even a kid, this is a grown ass man. Why Rudy Gobert keeps getting the credit for being this great fucking defender, and I've never seen his defense change an entire series. I've never seen it one time. I've never seen it.
Have you ever wondered if Chet Holmgren might be a descendant of Abraham Lincoln? Or if a UFC fighter could beat an alien in a fight? Well, Maybe you haven't, and that's okay. But Shea Serrano and Jason Concepcion from Six Trophies, well, they certainly have. If you're like me and you like to listen to as many good basketball podcasts as you can, after you're done listening to Bully Ball, you gotta listen to Six Trophies. Every week, Shea and Jason serve up the biggest moments from around the NBA with their patented mix of joy, banter, pop culture side quests. They also hand out 6 pop culture themed trophies for 6 basketball related activities. Stuff like the Denzel Washington in Training Day trophy that's given out to a player or team having the best week around the NBA, or the Lauryn Hill You Might Win Some, but You Just Lost One trophy for the team or player that just can't get it together. Plus a bunch more trophies for all the good, bad, or just plain head-scratching moments around the NBA. So follow Bully Ball, but also follow Six Trophies on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. Or you can listen ad-free by joining Wondery Plus.